The guests that we had on today could have came in. We would have had them happily alone for each of them on their own episodes. But what I loved is that they wanted to come on together. And we hear one of them talk about it throughout the episode about uplifting, bringing each other up. And what I loved is that this is the first time, by the way, that we've had 3 guests all together in one episode. They wanted to come on together. And I think this is a nice reminder of like, you don't need to have, like, having someone beside you is not going to dim your light. It's not going to take away from your story. Each of them were able to speak a little to their self, the way they think, the way that they contribute to their podcast. And so I just want to give that gentle reminder, or hard reminder, honestly, of just like not being afraid of sharing spaces with people. We can all share rooms together, share interviews, share posts, whatever it is, but also just a reminder of like uplifting one another. You're so quick to share a Bad Bunny, Calvin Klein campaign on your story. You should be able to share your friend's business, a post that they're trying to do. A celebrity launches a brand, and we're all so quick to just post that, get excited about it, give it a shout out, comment, engage with the post. But then when one of our friends is launching something, we're not showing the same love. So I'm just gonna quickly call that out, because I loved what these guests coming on together, wanting to speak to one another. Also, they give each other so much flowers throughout. And what that reminded me of, and what I hope that you all feel that energy and use that energy to uplift other people and people that are working beside you, people that you want to work with, people that inspire you, wherever it is, and they don't have to be above you or a celebrity. Like, truly support one another. I know it's a little deep, but we get a little deep on this episode. So it's also a long one. So settle in. It's worth every minute. And I really do hope you enjoy. I'm very excited because today we're speaking with the crew of Victory Light. And if you haven't heard their podcast, they're going to be speaking a little more to it. But yeah, I'm very excited about this one. Let me know what you think in the comments. Engage, subscribe, and yeah, let's get into it. All right. So I am here with the crew of Victory Light.
Yeah.
We have Lizbel Ortiz.
Hello.
The Kid Mero. I don't know if you want to give me the government, pero...
Yeah, they got it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got internet. You know what I'm saying?
And Rainey Ovalle.
Hello, that's me.
Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you for having us.
That's your government.
That is, yeah.
I'm the only one with a fake name.
With the AI shit, now that was probably a mistake, but you know.
Never know.
Yeah.
They're gonna take your face right now
Yeah.
and put it somewhere else.
I already did. I got mad movie deepfakes for him. And
No,
them.
I can't apply to like a regular job now because they're gonna pull up my tweets and be like, at Rainey Ovalle, what did you mean when you said I'll suck whatever she pull out of them jeans? What did that?
What does that mean?
What is
sir?
that? What did you mean by that?
Wait, so your Twitter's are still, or X's are still active?
Yes.
Yeah.
Twitter, yeah.
I'm not calling that
I
shit.
Yeah, I can't.
The
Hey,
journalist to me
principle.
always has to be like, now known as X.
Yeah, nah.
Oh
Get out of here, bro.
Nah, but they could get fired if they say that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
can't.
we cannot.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
right,
So-
yeah. So I'm never gonna do that. But it's also when you do that shit, are you Xing? You're not Xing,
Hell no.
right?
Damn, I hadn't thought about that. What is
Well,
the
I'm
verb?
Xing.
I'm
That sounds
Xing.
sexy. That sounds sexy, bro. And nothing about that whole situation is sexy at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit makes my dick very soft.
Yeah. I think of X, my mind goes a lot of different other places.
Yeah.
Like Twitter. Like
You know what
Twitter's
I'm
gonna be
saying?
Twitter.
Twitter,
forever,
yeah.
You know?
Whenever I hear X, I'm just like, oh, you're
Videos.
missing the X. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
You're missing the videos.com
Yeah.
part.
We start every podcast episode with the starting 5 questions, icebreakers, lightning round. You ready?
Let's go.
Yes.
When you were a kid, what was the thing that you always wanted to be?
Ja Rule.
You stupid bitch.
Yo, he was ready.
It's that lightning round. Ja Rule.
Pop in video of Ja Rule.
Yo, this is sad. Because I just didn't want to be broke. I just knew that. I was like, yo, I don't want to be broke because this is like, I didn't know that I was broke.
Yeah.
But then I saw people that wasn't broke. And I was like, how do I do that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then as I got a little older, it was like, I want to be funny because I could do that easy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm lazy. So if I could do this shit easily and make money, this would be great. That would be a great career. You know, and I had command of a room of people, of old men You know what I'm saying? And women, lo tío y la tía. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Yeah.
just like, yo, mira, esta caco vacinilla, whoop, whoop, whoop. And I had everybody laughing. So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, let's do this.
I wanted to be a bitch. Y'all laughing. I'm dead ass. I wanted to be a bitch. I was around so many women who used to get like walked over.
Mm-hmm.
And they were the kind of people who would take their shirts off of their back for you. And then when it was their turn to need a fucking t-shirt, there was nobody there.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I think this lineage has met its ending of nice women.
Me. Hashtag trauma.
Yeah, I'm gonna be nice, but I'm not gonna be that nice.
Yeah.
But then
Be cordial.
But then she'll say that shit, but then poor good-natured Liz just cannot help it. She just cannot help being...
I'm a wonderful person no matter what. It's in my spirit, but I don't let people walk all over me.
That's a fact.
So that's like the major difference.
You have to give me some training then.
Yeah,
I got you. I have enough of that shit to power a
You
fucking
you
building.
could sell courses and stuff now. You could probably build like
I've been saying, like, yo, like, they doing
people
big
sell
ass-
courses for the stupidest shit. So I'm like, you could probably sell a course for like
Come
Yeah,
on.
if you ever catch me selling a course for you to like listen to me, I want you to beat the shit out of me. I want you to find me and I want you to jump me. If I ever charge you, it's like, hey, yeah, why don't you pick my fucking brain? I'm sorry, I got so sick of the internet course. Like the bitches be selling whatever, bro. Like what are you selling?
Yeah.
You just selling a fucking purple blazer? What are you doing?
they'd be like
Right?
$3.95 to show you how to use hashtags.
Yeah, I'll
the
show you how
flat
to make
tummy
money.
tea became master classes.
Yo,
That's, you know what I mean?
That's
what
a
it
fact,
is.
bro. That's it. It's the
You see how it's a
information
lightning
economy.
round? Nosotros
Yeah.
hablamos demasiado. bro.
Yeah, it's Dominican. You got 3 Dominicans, bro. Prepárate.
Yeah, it's okay. Bring one back. AIM, Tumblr, Vine.
Ooh, AIM, bro. You shitting me? I'm the ON.
Yeah,
Yeah.
AIM was fire.
AIM was fire, bro. You could
Ooh.
Vine.
you could sub people in your away message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I love doing
Yeah,
that.
but you could just punch people in the mouth now. Vine is different because you had to find people who were funny in 6 seconds.
Yeah.
That's all you had. All you had was 6 seconds. You had to make it work. You had to make it last, and you had to make it good.
People were funny on Vine.
Yeah.
Shout out to getting groomed on AIM, baby. What's up?
Yo,
Oh,
that's crazy.
You know what
boy.
it is. If you wasn't listening,
Dark ass.
you ain't have a real child. Listen, if you wasn't getting groomed on AIM
Yo.
or Kick,
Kick is crazy.
we not up here. We not locked in.
He's a Skonex veteran.
Yeah, you feel me? I was on Skonex at 12 years old
Stop
talking
it.
about I'm pulling up to Jane Addams.
What's one thing you can't believe is still around? Like a business that's still in business or a show that's still airing?
Yo.
Huh.
Does Ciroc still exist?
Yeah.
Damn, that's one.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
So
one.
rock still being a thing is crazy.
That's That's wild.
Hmm.
They're not doing that no more.
Wow, that's a
Probably Golden Corral.
Golden
Yo.
Corral. Nah, Golden Corral is a national treasure. You shut your whore mouth, Lizbel. You shut up, goddamn.
Wait, that's what I feel about Arby's though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
you see?
I've never heard someone say I'm picking up Arby's.
Yo.
No.
Like, when
white
have you
people.
ever heard someone say like, "Oh, I just
Never.
had Arby's"?
Never.
They have the worst slogan ever. We have the meat.
Yo, bro. Like, I'm not walking in there, bro.
Not getting
Bro, imagine we walking in there holding hands and then you just take a picture of us from the back and it just says we have the meats mad big on top.
mad big.
That's
and then
crazy.
That's
bro.
your next photo shoot for Victory Lake.
Yeah,
They
that's
interview
wild.
us after the fact, and we go, "It's the best meal I've ever had in my life."
You know what I'm saying?
Now,
Like,
if Arby's wanted to sponsor us, it's the best food I've
the
ever
best
had in my
food
life.
ever.
fire.
Yeah.
The roast
Yo,
I love
beef
pastrami.
the
Sponsor
roast
both the podcasts.
pastrami with chicken on top? Bro, that goes crazy.
Because she came in with the save. Yes, please sponsor
A
us.
little mustard? Yeah, let's
No,
go.
I honestly, I'm drawing a blank. I don't know. I don't even know what
Then
I'm
it's
surprised
okay.
is still around.
Arby's is crazy because they got that shit in the city and that shit look like a day top, bro. You go in there, it's like, bro, this nigga's in recovery.
Wait, VIM.
Oh, the best
Okay.
cheese
Yeah, yo.
in America.
They gotta have skeletons on a few people or
Yeah,
something.
nah, for sure.
They hanging on by a thread.
Yeah,
bro.
because
Shout out to VIM.
and they got G's Plus out of here.
Yeah. Yo,
That's crazy.
I haven't seen a ladies Dr. J's
What?
in 10 years. Somehow
Years.
VIM is still around.
Crazy. Yeah. Dr. J's, what's up?
Yeah.
Which New York City borough do you feel is the most misunderstood?
Misunderstood?
Yeah. Don't be
Bronx,
biased.
yo.
But don't be biased.
The
But if you
Bronx,
feel it's the
bro.
Bronx, the Bronx.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say the Bronx too, and I'm not even from there.
Yeah.
I'll say the Bronx because even me growing up in East New York, they used to tell us that the Bronx was dirty. And I went and I saw for myself it was. But they used to say that the people there...
From East New York.
It's crazy.
Talking about the Bronx is dirty is crazy.
Because I'm going to tell you this.
First of
all, I know you're not talking with Fat Joe running your council. I don't want to hear that, all right? I'm not going for it. What I will say is when I went to the Bronx, the first time I went, there was a cat that had been decomposed. And it was just there. So that was my first impression of the Bronx. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, so we can't summon demons anymore?
Wow.
I mean,
Jesus Christ, you can't do shit in this country.
Wait, but why do you feel it's misunderstood though?
I think it's misunderstood because that was the perception that I was taught.
Yeah.
Like the place was dirty. The people were like nasty, ghetto. The same thing they used to say about us in East New York. I grew up and I realized, bro, the Bronx is full of my cousins. It's full of fucking Latinos. And it's the last place in New York City that still has our culture, like the culture that we grew up in.
Yeah.
It's not gentrified.
It's the final. It's the final frontier. Literally, it's the northernmost borough.
Trying to
The
gentrify
only one on the mainland.
Let them cook.
Like it was crazy, you know. But yeah. And I think the Bronx is misunderstood, definitely, but for good reason. Let's keep it that way.
Yeah.
I don't want motherfuckers showing
Yeah.
up.
Every time
Right.
they try to do something, it fails. Keep failing.
Yeah,
The
keep
Piano
failing.
District, bro. So, bro. Like,
Yeah.
ain't nobody ever calling Mitchell houses so, bro.
Yeah.
You're not walking past Millbrook and being like, oh, I'm in Sobro,
Dog.
the Piano District.
No, literally, I heard somebody call that shit pie dye. Robbed them on the spot.
Yeah, bro.
I robbed them on the spot.
Without a weapon.
I
At
robbed
finger
them.
point.
It was like I robbed them like Marlo from The Wire with my words. You know,
If money were no objection, what does an ideal day look like for you?
day or date?
Day.
Oh, day. Okay.
Oh, man.
Shit, I'm gonna wake up on the beach.
I
with the water.
I immediately looked at PY because I was like, am I gonna tell the real thing or like a good Phil answer? You know what I'm saying? I'll let you go first, bro, because
He's gonna think about
vacillating.
All right. So
What?
my
What I
ideal
wanna
day
do.
is fly to a small country, topple their government,
Damn.
turn it into my own personal amusement park,
Okay.
and reap the benefits of just absolute destructive and totally evil capitalism.
Fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Amazing.
Great.
That's
Yeah.
a busy ass day.
Yeah, no.
You know what's
yeah.
crazy?
We all got the same 24 hours, but we don't all got the same bread. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna make shit happen if money's no object.
Yo. Damn.
You know?
If money's on object, yo. Damn.
You know why he's struggling? Because he's almost there. That's why he's struggling.
He's like tomorrow.
Yeah. He's like, I have everything I want.
Yeah.
I want
Listen,
for nothing.
I'm gonna wake up and get some weed that's like 108th. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And we're gonna start the day with that and some cafecito. You know, we're gonna feed the fish. I'm gonna wear shorts with no underwear, and I'm just gonna relax. You know?
Yeah.
And it sounds crazy because none of this costs money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Except for the expensive eighth. You know what I mean? So now I'm thinking like maybe I'll rent a car, you know, and drive it around while I smoke the eighth, while I'm
Okay.
free balling,
Yeah.
just hanging out, Route 4, you know what I mean? Just kicking it,
Yeah.
breaking the law, you know? I'm
Yeah.
just like hitting every box. He's like, yo, please stop.
Yeah.
Nah, if money was an object, bro, honestly, this is what I would do.
Okay.
My daughter's been trying to do this for the past like two or 3 years.
Mhm.
She's like, I want to do a daddy-daughter day. Like, just me and you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, but we do that all the time. And she's like, no. Like, I want you to take me shopping.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, baby. Like, where would you like to go? She was like, I want to go to Neiman Marcus.
Oh.
Yo,
And
I thought she was gonna say Claire's.
Yeah, I was like, how do you know this place? And she was like, I read it. It came in the mail.
Neiman Marcus is crazy.
It's crazy. And that's if money was no object, because I feel like an asshole buying a child Givenchy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you gonna go
Because
out of
young,
this
I
shit
thought
in 2
J.C.
weeks.
Penney was like money.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I'm like, she be going in there like it's a candy store. I'm
Yeah.
like, bitch, you better put them distressed sneakers down. You know what I'm saying? That weird melted Balenciaga shit.
Yeah.
You better put that shit away. No, we're going to Stride Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I would do that for her because she's my only daughter.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm a whole bitch when it comes to my daughter, bro. Like she is like everything, the whole world. I'm like, yo, you dirty boys, get out of here. Come here, my princess. What do you want?
Yeah.
So yeah, I would take her to do whatever she wanted. It would be
I love
it would
that.
be her day. Fuck me.
That's nice. So for someone who hasn't come, let's get right into the conversation.
Hey,
Someone,
Hey yo.
Hold on.
Whoa.
First of all, you don't know that.
That's presumptuous. Yo, whoa. When it came in, she was like, yo, I had an L nut this morning, bro. I was like, woo. She's like, I got off that plane. I was like, like A-Rap music.
Liz was like, speak for yourself.
Yeah. She said, I had a toe curl
Y'all are
this
some
morning.
sick fucks and y'all embarrassing me in front of company.
Yeah, baby, that's what the fuck we do. We don't take shit serious. Look at this set. It's supposed to be all low energy, calm vibes. Fuck all that.
They're like, we're gonna cause chaos here.
You know what I mean?
That ass.
Poor Lizbel keeps giving me the look like.
Oh, we love her. She keeps us in line.
So if someone hasn't come across Victory Light, how would you describe it to them?
Fun. And I always like to say a little bit of medicine with the sugar, because people, wake up every day. If you just go to your job, you just said JCPenney. Let's just use that as an example. If you stocking shelves at JCPenney and you got us in your AirPod, your day's gonna fly by. You know what I'm saying? Because we just having fun. You know what I mean? But we're talking about what's going on in the world. You know what I mean? Like try to inform people a little bit, and give people like a little bit of a respite from what is going on in the world, because they doing major world at the White House. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of crazy shit going on. So, we're here to be like, yo, hey, everybody, man, let's hold hands, guys. Come here. Listen, everybody calm down. We're going to make y'all laugh, and we're going to tell you that we're cooked, but you're going to laugh about it. You know what I'm saying? Because we're cooked as a nation, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because we'll figure it out.
Also, your hands feel like limestone.
Yeah, thank you. You know what I'm saying? They're very claiming too. I get it.
Yeah, to just sort of echo his point, Victory Light started as just kind of like a fun and games sort of like passion project for him. And he was like, yo, I got this idea. Like, would you be down to like pull up with this other person I know that's mad funny online, Lizbel Ortiz? Like, are you with it? And he was like, yeah. And what started as like kind of just like a breath of fresh air from what was happening, sort of it's morphing into something that like takes itself a little bit more serious, because at this point, like especially like politically and everything, like the shit that's going on in the world, like it's too serious to ignore. But we don't want to become this sort of echo chamber of like, and Elon Musk said this week, and then we're just like, yeah, we're so fried, and like we just end up doing that over and fucking over, and like we're reaching that sort of middle ground where it's like, we keep the energy we have from the beginning, that's fun and games, making light of shit, but then we also address shit that's like, hey guys, like by the way, this shit is going on, because when you're on the trajectory that we're on, you have a responsibility to your audience to keep them informed, because other sources are going to, everybody has their biases, but other sources are going to, I guess, employ those biases in a way that's like dangerous a lot of the time. And like we're going to be like, hey, this is fucked up, isn't it? Let's have a laugh about it, because there's not much else we have the power to really do. But
let's keep from crying now.
Yeah, and we had a handful of guests so far, and every single guest has, after the fact, has always had this energy of like, when you actually had fun doing something, and you say it with that inflection, like, that was really fun, guys. Oh my God. Yeah. Every single guest has been like, yo, that's like probably one of the most fun interviews we've ever done. Yeah. So,
yeah, it's a very natural, to us, it feels so natural because we're literally just being ourselves. So I like to think of Victory like that. It's like a home for you to be yourself in. Yeah. Like we're goofy, we're bitchy, we're funny, we're sarcastic. All of these things we all three of us come from immigrant parents. Yeah. And we want to be the voice of reason for our people, to be the ones, you get your news from us, but you also get your jokes, we get it's exactly what Mero said, it's a medicine. And when you're born and raised in New York City, you prioritize conversation. And I think that we just do a good thing at being ourselves and allowing other people to be themselves too. Yeah. Like with us, there's no ego, there's no pride, there's no mask. Like we're being ourselves, and people come in and they're just like, oh shit, so I don't have to perform for you guys. Like I have to do everywhere else. So
yeah. Victory Light's not necessarily it's not a monarchy, it's like a round table.
Yes, exactly.
Like everybody, you know what I mean? Like everybody's on equal footing, and everybody's like, everybody takes each other as seriously as you know what I mean, the next person. So it's
I feel
refreshing to have that work environment.
One of them, I don't know, one of them, somebody else called me boss one time. I was like, what the fuck if you ever do that again?
Yeah,
God damn it, bitch.
He doesn't like it.
It was Studo, bro.
Yeah, he's like, boss, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
He doesn't like it when people call him the boss, but it's like realistically, he is the he's the one who put the whole entire fucking mastermind together.
Yeah.
So he treats us as a round table. He doesn't like it because he's like, yo, we're all equal here. And he's the one who set the tone. So it's like when you have good leadership, bro, everything else works out. Because he picked all of the right people for the project. He creates an environment. I don't want to be too nice, but he creates an environment.
Hassan's not here.
Hassan's not here. I'm like waiting.
This is a safe space. Let's go.
But he creates an environment where we can all just be ourselves. We can be opinionated. We can be honest. And we create that for our guests. And we hope that our listeners also take that from us. Like, yo, be yourself. If people don't like you, fuck them. Be yourself. And that'll get you wherever you need to be.
That's a sign of a good leader. Yeah.
Hey, like my thing is like, I know what I know and I know what I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know she knows a lot more than I do. And I know that he knows a lot more than I do. I know that she knows a lot more than I do in different, areas. So when we all get together, we unstoppable. You know what I mean? That's why I say it's really a round table, because it's like everybody brings something that is absolutely necessary. We a small team. If two of us go down, we can't do what we're doing. You know what I mean? Like we are very next man up in that way. But like if he's out and she's out, I'm like, all right, bro, we ain't recording this week, because I ain't gonna go sit up there and be like, so Min, what'd you do this weekend, young man?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what it is, man.
So, Min, what French indie films have you been watching?
Yo, shout to Beatrice, shout to Victor Lopez, shout to PY, you know what I'm saying? Shout to the whole, shout to Dudo, you know what I'm saying? The whole team, man. Sam, audition,
And who could forget?
Hassan Insane. That was for you, Papi.
Yeah, that was for you, baby.
You know what I'm saying? That's your new drop now. Use it.
Yeah.
I love that, because this is a lot of what this podcast is about. I always felt like, being in the journalism side, everything has to always sound like politically correct, especially people of color. When you put them on like a podcast, they have to say the right things.
Oh, Thatiana,
have the right,
well-spoken.
have the right opinion.
Yes.
And I'm like,
you can only show your top teeth when you speak.
And
like
you have
this.
to say the correct way. And like,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, I agree. No, I'm in agreement.
And
we had Dean Meminger on recently, and he was saying like, yo, it's get your information from people that can get fired.
Yes.
That
was a bar.
Like,
Yeah.
That shit was a knowledge dart for the ages, bro.
Yeah.
Like that shit hit me directly in my third eye. I was like, I'm still recovering.
Yeah.
Because it's true. It's like, bro, if your job is on the line and you have to make sure that you get this right, I'd rather get my information from that person than like, the dude that's smoking a Newport that just got passed to him from another person.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, let me tell you something about 5G. I'm like, bro, no, I don't want to know anything about that.
And you guys reach 100 episodes.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Which, you know what I'm saying? She's going to be mad, but the glaze continues. PY's like, yo, none of that happened without PY. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
None of it. Like, shout to Victor, shout to Min for doing and Dudo for the camera work and everything like that. Shout to my, you know what I'm saying? My fucking lottery picks, you know what I mean? And, but honestly, like the organization that it took to put that together, shout to On Air Fest, everybody out there. But it really was PY putting it all together.
How do you not clash heads? Like, how do you avoid, like...
I tried.
Wow, yeah.
I tried.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, yo, you know why? Like, I think like a way that we could sort of
juice numbers.
That we could juice up the numbers is if we fabricate controversy. Because we're in a social media landscape now where nobody engages with anything they actually fucking like anymore.
Tell them how we tried to disagree.
We tried to disagree on. We were like, yo, we got to argue about something. Like, we got to get a viral clip off. That's all anyone agrees with. Like, for example, me, this might be a hot take. I don't really fuck with mondongo like that. I think that shit is gross. We not in the fields no more. Mondongo. We don't gotta eat like that, my people. It's fine. We've moved on. They're a better food,
right?
And both of them was like,
he was definitely expecting me to be like, "Tú estás loco."
Yeah,
Es una delicia. And I was like, bro, that shit is gross. I agree with you, bro. That shit stink.
Yeah.
Like,
it stinks too.
Yeah.
It's fucking disgusting. What the fuck?
And I was
what
like,
are we talking about?
You know what I'm saying?
We're never gonna disagree.
You feel me?
The fucked up thing, the good and bad thing is that we created an environment where we respect each other and we're honest. That's the main thing. Like, whatever needs to be dealt with on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also learning the pockets. Like, there's some times where me and Mero will go back and forth, and Rainey, like, I will literally see Rainey watch us and like pull back.
Yeah.
And the same thing with them
Just
too.
foreskin.
Like they'll get they'll get into a banter.
Yeah.
And I'll just look at them and I have to step back. I have to let them go and let them do what they do because they have their accents. They have, like, they just get into a certain kind of bag that is fucking hilarious. And after a while, you just learn. Because I remember when we first started, we used to cut each other off a lot. And we just didn't know when to jump in, when to jump out.
Yeah.
And now it's like we know each other so well that it's like, oh wait, I know Rainey's about to cook. Let me shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I could see it in his face when he's about to cook.
Yeah.
I know when Mero's about to start wilding. So let me,
No, we also just kind of fall into our roles naturally. You know what I mean? Like Lizbel is typically the voice of reason. Mero is just, the glue that holds the shit all together. And I'm
Crazy glue.
And I'm just here to yap, baby. Certified yapper. You know what it is.
Yeah.
Yep, God.
So yeah.
And Rainey, you wear many hats.
Yeah.
Which of the hats that you wear, like as a creative, do you feel most aligned with? Is it the yapping?
Yes, yapping is an art
At this
form,
moment,
yeah.
because I feel like we all have like
Yeah.
seasons, right? So
Yeah, no, I'm honestly music is my first, like I'm a rapper first.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like music is my baby. Like that's the, like I was listening to Only Built for Cuban Links when the towers fell. Like that's
damn.
you know what I'm saying? So like I had that shit in the tape deck.
Wait,
like
how old was you?
I was like 6.
Damn.
Wait, no, I was like 9 or so. I was in the 2nd grade. But my mom being Dominican, she was like, oh well, el muchacho le gusta la música, vamos a comprarle par de cassette de ahí. And my uncle, and my uncle had like some cassettes, and he was like, oh, I don't really listen to this anymore. You can have this. He gave me Reasonable Doubt. He gave me Cuban Links. So like I was listening to all that stuff pretty fucking early, not knowing what the fuck any of it means.
Real hip hop.
But I fell in love with that shit. I'm like, damn, like you could just say words that rhyme over an instrumental, and like I knew that's what I wanted to do. So music comes first before anything, but that it's also what I'm most sensitive about. And then like right after that is like the comedy and like the skits and shit, and what I do with them. So yeah.
And then Lizbel, your content, when you're on the podcast, there's like this humorous side to you, but then your writing, it's like much more deeper, more personal, and you show like what it is to be nuanced. And I feel like for people of color, it's so hard because we don't get to be nuanced. We either funny and we just get to be funny. If you're Afro-Latino, you're just Black. So like there's never allowed to be layered, but you show a lot of layers. So how important is it for you people to see that nuance? Sorry to get deep for a second, but I had to ask.
I love that question. I think that it's important because it goes to show that there's so many layers to a person. Like, yeah, somebody can be funny, but they can also teach you something. Like we just have different methods in our life. And I think that being myself is the most important thing that I could do. And that's just what I'm doing. I'm just literally being myself. When I'm with them, I'm being myself. When I'm writing, I'm being myself. The only difference between me and a lot of people is that I share it. I feel like that's the difference, that like I write and I share my writing because I want people to see a feeling. Most of us know what I mean when I'm writing. When you hear a story about a grandparent or somebody who passed away or immigrant's troubles, you understand the feeling. You probably never were able to verbalize it or write it down, but when you hear my writing, you're like, holy shit, I know what she's talking about. I know exactly what she means. So it's more so about like, yo, I know that I exist, and I want other people to know that I exist so that they know that they can exist. Like out loud, you don't got to be shy. You don't got to just sway into one corner. Oh, I'm going to be a writer and then that's it. I'm going to leave the comedy to the comedians and I'm going to just be this serious person. No, this is who I am naturally. And I have to, I have to be honest with my audience.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I love
She's
that.
a combo, yo. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like when you go to like the drive-through, you're like, yo, let me get a number 5 with everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm just the dollar menu. You know what I mean? I'm the double cheeseburger. She's the everything, the fries, the shake.
I like
the
that.
say that.
Lizbel, you're my number 5 with everything.
5 with everything, baby.
Right? But,
Extra pickles.
But the one
and
thing,
banana peppers.
the thing about Lizbel too is that like she operates with a vulnerability especially on social media, in a landscape where like everybody's trying to be perfect.
Yep.
The only thing anybody ever posts on their grid is flights and plates.
Curated
That's not
shit.
who you are, bro.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So like Lizbel operates in this space that it's like yo, like, like this is who I am. This is what I'm going through, and it's like you don't see that no more. Like
Yeah.
you don't see anybody like trying to level with people.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's constantly trying to fucking flex on each other, and that shit is exhausting.
Yep.
And like Lizbel provides that breath of fresh air. That's like, oh, I'm not, you know, like for example, like with Lost or whatever. Like I'm not going. Oh, it's nice to see like somebody with Lizbel's platform and Lizbel's reach exhibit these feelings and put that shit on the forefront so that other people can be like, okay, well, I'm not going through this shit by myself. So
Yeah.
shout out Lizbel.
And I
We doing a
told you
lot
that.
of glazing.
Yeah,
We
doing
talked
mad
about
Doing
that.
a lot
yeah.
of glazing.
Yeah,
Hassan's not here, so
Yeah.
we can get away with it
Yeah,
now.
yeah. And she
But we
knows-
also haven't seen each other in a long
That's what I'm
time.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo,
I
I'm
was
like
in
slipping
DR,
crazy.
so I wasn't shooting. You know,
I'm like,
this is our first time hanging out in
Yeah.
like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
So I'm like,
honored
oh, Lizbel.
bringing y'all back together here.
yeah. He had full 2 hands on it. I blowing bubbles on
You
it.
guys missing each other.
Oh, crazy.
Both
I
of
love
you, yeah.
her. But you know what it is too that I love about her is that, like Rainey was saying, she like this. My thing is the best. I say this shit all the time. The best art is honest art.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And these are 2 very honest people. But Liz in particular is like too like straight down the barrel. Like, yo, this is me. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with it or fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no in between. Like, you can like me, you can hate me, but this is me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm gonna show you who I am. And that's like in this environment,
Mhm.
bro, that now with social, like Rainey was saying, with social media where everything is curated and you trying to look a certain way. And then when you pull back that curtain, it's like, bro, this is a whole different
Yep.
Like, what do you
situation
look like
going on
at
back
work,
here.
bro?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? So like with
Yeah.
her, it's just like, bro, you pull back the curtain, Lizbel's Lizbel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's, I admire that, the fuck out of that.
And that's hard
because-
to find, especially in a world where everyone's like, find the niche, stick to it,
Right.
put a public persona on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That shit, the
Yes.
persona thing.
Yes.
And I'm just like,
It's
bro,
an
that,
act. That's what I hate. Like that's
Yeah.
what I mean. Like the best thing that I learned about my family and being around my friends is you get to dictate like your
Mhm.
life. You get to decide who's here. I'm not gonna put on a performance because if I put on a performance, that means you are not supposed to be in my life.
Mhm.
If I have to perform around you,
Mhm.
I'm gonna be myself, zone out on whoever stays, loves me for me, and that's gonna be my tribe. So it's like I learned very early on that I'm not looking for people. People are looking for me, in the sense of like I'm not gonna perform or be a certain kind of person
Yep.
so that a certain kind of group is attracted to me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be myself, be who I am, allow people to love me, and I'm gonna love people for who they are as
Mhm.
well. And that's how I will curate my life.
Yeah.
That's how I'm gonna be.
You know how many times I've heard in person, oh, I thought you were going to be an asshole. Like, you know, like that happens a lot. And
Yeah.
and it's like, it's because that, like what Lizbel was saying about putting on a show and putting on a persona, people like that's the norm now.
Yeah.
To the point where like people expect you to do that.
Yes.
And it's like, nah, I'm not finna do that shit. And like, it's like, period. Like, I could have gone viral a million times. I could have rode with the music shit. I could have found the hottest BPM, the hottest chord progression, whatever's hot right now. I could have been did that, bro. There's a million times I've gone viral for so many things. And the formula is plain as day. It's right there. You get that one post, that one video that hits 1 million, and you just do that.
You're not being Goku, though.
And again, and again, and fucking again.
The Goku shit goes crazy.
Yeah,
The Goku shit, that shit goes crazy.
No, he not beating Goku. There's people it's been so long. There's people that don't even know that's me. There's people that don't even know that that's me.
Yo, this guy's got viral 20,000 times.
Yeah.
By act. I don't want to say by accident because that's like I feel like that's like dismissive.
No, but
Yeah.
it is.
But like
'Cause
he's
it's
not
just-
he's
yeah.
not trying to he's like, oh, let me analyze this
Yeah.
data
Yes.
and try to hit this
Niche or whatever.
niche or whatever what's popping right now. Bro, this motherfucker just got in his car and he's just like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna do one of them like radio car ads
Yeah.
Yeah.
in my car. And just get progressively more unhinged.
Yeah.
Like as the commercial
Sell
goes
your
on.
soul to the devil at Northeast Kia, and you could drive off the lot today with a brand new Kia Sorento.
Become ungovernable.
Become ungovernable. Topple your local government and come to Northeast Kia.
Because yo, them commercials be off the hook. And I was just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but that's the type of shit,
Yeah.
like, that's why I love
Pledge
this
your
guy.
life to Mephistopheles
Yeah.
for that Northeast.
But this is
Kia.
what I'm talking about. They
Yeah.
always throw me curveballs, and I love that shit because that's my brain is like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, it's like I found my kids. You know what I mean? Like when I went to DR, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A long time ago, and I drank too much.
Yeah.
And then I came back to America, and now it's like, wow, they're like, hey, Dad, like that's a Lifetime movie. You know what I'm saying?
This is a pitch to Lifetime.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yo, holla at me. Irresponsible 19-year-old goes on vacation to Dominican Republic and makes beautiful children.
And then Mero, for you,
separate
I think people probably wonder.
Separate families, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Now we break a generational curses. They got one mama.
I love the comforting stare you give me.
Yeah, I was
sometimes.
gonna say you need to break another generational curse and listen to women for fucking.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
She's trying to ask you a motherfucking question.
Yes, please.
People probably wonder, are you the funny guy at home as you are on the podcast, as you are at appearances? Like, is it the same Mero all around?
So if you were to call my sister, who she's very familiar with, she'd be like, yo, yeah, he be funny and shit, but like, yo, my God, bro, like, coño. All day, my nigga? Like, bro, it's 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's 8 o'clock. We going to the dentist, bro. Like, yeah. But it's always like my mom, my dad in particular. My dad is just like, man, hey, Pipe, manda a Feli a buscar 4 jumbo de colmado que vamos a hacer coro, okay? Vamos a hacer coro.
That's the shit with Dominican parents. You do one funny thing,
Bro,
they will,
it's
they will
over.
have you performing that one funny thing in front of all your uncles and aunties at every holiday party.
Yep.
They'll be like, mira, Mero, ven, enséñale el asunto, ven a tu tío. Ven, tú vas a ver, este tigre, tú vas a ver, no, tú vas a ver.
Va a romper.
Este
Este
tigre va a
tigre,
romper.
mira, en la tarima, olvídate.
Yeah.
Este tigre va a ser una estrella. Mira, ponlo ahí. I never forget this shit for 2 reasons. Because the way my dad said it and who it was. He said to me, or he didn't say it to me, he said it like to the room. Like I'm doing like these impressions or whatever, whatever. This is like late 80s, like early 90s. And I'm a kid. And he, like, I'll never forget this shit. He was like, and this is me overhearing. He's like talking to my uncles and shit like that. He's like, oh, yo tigre es un Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
And then when he said, I was like, I never because I'm like, who the fuck is Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
I was like, you mean Eddie Murphy, dog? Like, you know what I mean? So today, that's why he's one of my like comedy heroes.
Oh, I love
So I was
that.
just like, oh shit, you compare me to Eddie Murphy, bro? He's the biggest star in the world in this time. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, no, es un Eddie Murphy ahí, hace de todo. I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? Because like, you know, Dominican masculinity is weird.
Yeah.
Because it's like your pops will want to like big you up.
Yeah.
But like he'll never just like
Tell you.
Tell you, yeah.
Tell
directly.
other people,
Yeah.
No, but you know why that is? You know why that is? No, it's not even that. It's because then it would be gay.
But they don't just do it with men, because I feel like my dad was the same. Like everyone would be like, "Oh, your dad was talking mad highly of you the other day," and I was like, "He's never said that shit to my face."
Like, I think they're trying to not gas us up, keep us humble, or whatever.
Yes.
I don't know. Like,
I also think it's harder for them too, because it's like, ellos te quieren tanto. I think it'll be emotional for them to be like, I'm so proud of you. You're so smart. Yeah. Like for them, that's too vulnerable for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
They'll tell it to somebody else and let them tell you, but it's like,
Yeah.
Be like, look what my daughter's doing.
Yo, what?
Yeah.
Yo,
Well, I'm a son to a Dominican mother, so my mom never said that to her daughters. But I got it all, baby.
Oh, yeah. It's all about Rainey, baby.
Dominican son syndrome, baby. You guys
DSS.
know exactly what's going on there.
DSS is
don't worry,
crazy.
I'm gonna kill him in the elevator. I'll
With a
kill
piano
him.
wire.
If he goes missing, we know what
DSS
happened.
is real.
Yeah.
Come on, we're like, mira, ay, mi hija, es tan inteligente. Yo, my mom sat me down with my sister Ingrid. I love you, but this is a true story. She sat me down with my sister because my sister was getting first honors in school and I was getting second honors. But I was cutting class. I wasn't going to class. Like, I was just fucking around. Like, I wasn't really taking it serious at all. My sister was busting them books out. Like, she was just like, yo, studying, doing everything that she could do to, like, get an extra point, get an extra credit, do this. I'm going in there fucking, like, half asleep, like, Yo, my mom really sat us down and was just like, ella no es inteligente igual que tú, pero es dedicada. And I'm like, bro, did you just call her dumb, bro? Like right in front of her face? That's crazy, bro.
Yo, trauma, because I have a younger brother.
Like, yo, what the fuck? I was like, she's actually smarter than me, but like I just test well.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's part of like my weird brain chemistry.
My brother was better in math, and they thought that was like,
I was terrible at
porque
math.
él va a tener el negocio. Y,
Oh, sí, él sabe manejar. Él sabe manejarse. Tú no, yo no sé qué es lo
They
que
were
tú
like
estás
writing
haciendo.
for what? So,
¿Qué es lo que tú vas a escribir, mi hija? ¿Eh? Una ley.
un libro.
¿Un libro de qué?
¿De qué?
¿Un diccionario? ¿Un libro de qué?
That used to be my aunt. My aunt used, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll stay away from the topic because I just came back from DR. And I forget that they still live in a society where they make excuses and coddle the men, and they'll still heavily blame the women. So I was around that for so long. I'm around my aunts. I'm around the wives of my uncles, and they're having a conversation. And the conversation was absolutely so ignorant that I got up and I said, I get stupider. I get dumber every time I come to this country. I didn't bring a book. I didn't bring a motherfucking thing. I didn't bring shit. I get stupider. I get dumber every time I get around you bitches.
Lizbel was raw dogging misogyny.
Crazy. She didn't have shades on, bro, to be like,
Yeah.
Nah, it's crazy out there. Like defending people defending men who put their hands on their wives. Like, I'm like, yo, for real. I'm used to being. I'm not that I'm used to it, but I'm used to hearing things like that from men.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so not used to hearing women defend it that much. Because I was raised around smart bitches. Sorry.
Smart bitches. Is crazy.
So what's next for Victory Light?
The motherfucking world.
Yeah, everything.
The
Global
world.
takeover. You know what I'm saying? Like these are. Listen, I'm getting older. You know what I'm saying? Like, and my idea of what I was gonna do was like, yo, don't be that guy. Like I don't know what comedian said, the old guy in the club. You know what I'm saying? Like, age gracefully and bring up the talent that you see around you. You know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't have an agency and doesn't have, they don't know so-and-so and they can't get in front of so-and-so. And I'm like, yo, let me be the guy to put you in front of so-and-so, to let them see that, yo, there's so much talent here, bro, that you didn't even think to look at. Because you're looking over here. Like, you're looking over at this like casting agency, you're looking over here at this thing, and all these agencies and structures and this, that. That's cool. And that's like, it's part of the game. But like, when you have people like Lizbel, like Rainey, that like are supremely talented and dynamic, you know what I'm saying? Because that's another thing. I'm like, I come from the era of like, I grew up on like In Living Color, like the Wayans, like people like that, where it was just like, yo, Jamie Foxx can do anything. Jamie Foxx can give you a platinum album. He can make you laugh. He could be Ray Charles and make you cry. Like, he could do all of that. So I was just like, yo, that's what I want to be. And when I see other people that can do that, like, my job is to elevate y'all. It's not to be like, oh shit, nah, this motherfucker's gonna take my spot. Like, people, like, I was doing a lot of voices and impressions and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, he's way better than me. Fuck Cook, bro. Like, I'll be the B on this one. You know what I'm saying? So like, and with her, it's just like, bro, she gets so introspective and like, deep is the wrong word, but just like, she'll take something that's really dense and deep and just distill it to a point where anybody that's listening to us can like understand and like digest it. Where it's like, I have trouble with that because my brain is like a pinball machine. Yeah. She's so locked in, you know what I mean? And she makes everything like digestible for people, which is beautiful. In her writing, when we're on the show, you know what I mean? And she's a home run hitter. You know what I mean? Like, when we're like doing, she'll say like, yo, Rainey and Mero's in their pocket doing their thing, boop, 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 boop. And that's just me and him getting on base. Like, we're just getting on base because we know she's batting up fourth and she's gonna get she's gonna hit a 3-run home run and bring us in.
I wish I understood baseball.
That needs to be your like press your line every time.
Bro, he's batting leadoff. I get on second, bro, and we know the big dog is coming.
Unfortunately, I know too much because of my husband. So
and we did this. Listen, you got 3 Dominicans, bro. You start talking baseball, it's over. Like, come on, start
talking pelota.
We start every episode with what's on my mind, but now I'm flipping the question to what to end the podcast episode. What is on your mind?
For me, it is the people my age, like my generation, like, the 40-year-olds, the 80s babies, now leaving here and setting up shop in DR, which is like, I love to see it, but I'm like, damn, I don't want to be late. You know what I mean? Because like, when a lot of people start doing a certain thing, it gets saturated and like, you know, everything goes up, prices go up, things go up.
Yeah.
My thing is just like, I never thought about it as a kid, but the older I get, like I see my parents, like their whole goal, like they came to America and they were like, yo, we're not staying in America forever.
Yeah.
Like we're going back home eventually. So I was just like, I never thought about it like that, but then I was just like, damn, I want to go back home too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I was just in DR recently and I saw the house that I would stay in as a kid, con la misma mata de mango, en el patio, and I was just like, whoosh, you know?
Yeah.
And I was just like, damn, the New York rat race is not present over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, el ritmo de vida es diferente. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I crave that.
Yeah.
Like that cadence that they have over there where it's just like, yo, bro, like, nothing feels stressful. Like, even if shit is stressful and it's like, yo, we don't got no money. Yo, we got to borrow food from the Cormado. We got to do this. We got to do that. But at the end of the day, bro, like everybody's like, there's a general sense of like, yo, we're good.
Because everybody takes care of each other.
Right.
So it's like, even if you don't have food, you know that your neighbor will feed you.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So it's like, I remember growing up, we used to have in the church, like they would give in donations, but if there was a family who needed help with rent, you could go to the church, you know, and they would know like, all right, I got to put a little bit extra because this is going to somebody who needs it. Or like if the third floor lady has to go to work, she'll leave her kids with my mom.
Yeah.
And like like everybody just takes care of each other in DR. And I'm pretty sure the whole Caribbean is like that. Whereas your neighbor is like, it's not like here. Like just coming back from DR, bro, I realized that over there, everybody se saluda.
Yeah.
Everybody's your vecino. Everybody is like your brother or your sister or your cousin.
Either. I don't know you at all.
Yeah. And over here, it's just like literally just blank. It's like bodies that don't exist with no minds.
Yep. You want to end on that note? Does anyone have anything on their mind?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've started to kind of think a lot about like my decision to prioritize, I guess, being meaningful over being profitable, and it's like this trajectory I've been on has been a slow fucking uphill grind. I feel like fucking.
Yo, hold on, well, you say meaningful over profitable. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean?
I mean like not sacrificing who I am to make a fucking dollar. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel like Sisyphus pushing the fucking boulder up the hill, and then like just being doomed to push that shit further, like for it to roll back down and me just to push that shit up again and fucking again. And then like that feeling got doubly intense when I became a father. And then it intensified again when I became a father again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I have two sons that depend on me, and like I don't feel like anything I have done is enough. I come to shoots every single time thinking I am not going to be funny at all. Like I am a deeply insecure fucking person, and I think that like a lot of people don't know themselves well enough to come to that realization. And I think that like that does well. That it's healthy to acknowledge that stuff. And I think this is why, like, you know, when we first started Victory Light, like a lot of the comments were like, yo, like Rainey's glazing Mero again. It's the 30 episodes in a row. But it's like, yo, y'all don't fucking understand, man. Like I've been grinding since I was 17 fucking years old, bro. Like making videos in my mom's room, thinking this shit ain't gonna go nowhere. And I'm thinking numbers is all that matters, because everybody prioritizes virality. Everybody, I got 1 million followers here. I got 100,000 likes on this YouTube video, whatever, bro. And like, I've never had any of that. So I'm just making my videos and they're getting a handful of views. And it's very normal to come to a place where you're like, why am I doing this? Does this fucking matter at all? This is stupid. I'm staying up sleepless nights editing shit. My son literally asleep on my chest for me to get 150 views on this bullshit. You know what I mean? Like that was discouraging and frustrating. Then he saw one of my videos and was like, yo, you did all this yourself? I'm like, yeah. He's like, do you want to come work with us at Showtime? And I was like, what the fuck? So like, I swear to God, like I was on the verge of like, I was like, fuck this. Like my son is an infant on my chest. I'm fucking exhausted. Fuck this. I'm done. And like literally right then he called me and was like, yo, I think you're mad funny. I think we would. So ever since then, I have shifted to like, it's not about how many people see you. It's about who is watching you.
Yep. I was just having this conversation with someone. All it takes is like one little shout out, one person posting you on your story. It's crazy what one little thing can do to change someone's day.
I think that's something that we take, like all of us, like you yourself included. Like I feel like we take it for granted that like we have platforms that people go to for entertainment, enjoyment. Like I said, a respite from like what's going on in their life, and that's huge, yo. Because like if you think back, it's like, bro, that was me too. You know what I mean? I was on like the 9 bus going to the 2 train to go all the way downtown to work at a fucking Barnes & Noble and make, you know what I mean? Like frappes, you know what I mean? And then put 99 apples in Snapple, you know what I mean? When they wasn't looking and get lit at work, you know what I mean? But then at the same time, I'm like, bro, I didn't have like this. Yeah. You know what I mean? To be like, yo, let me put this in my ear while I work and make my day go faster and laugh and like feel like I'm in community. You know what I mean? Because to me, that's huge. Being in community, understanding each other. And like Liz was saying, like giving people space, man, to just be themselves.
Awesome. Well, what can everyone follow Victory Light? And listen, give us the whole.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? @According to the Kid is the URL. You know what I'm saying? YouTube / @According to the Kid, you know what I mean? Everything is there. These 2 beautiful, wonderful unicorn human beings are there in 4K HD. You know what I'm saying? Edited beautifully by our very own Arturo El Duro. You know, all strategies are being compiled by PY. You know, the production of what we talking about is done by Victor Lopez and Min Tran. Of course, we sound amazing because of Hassan Insane. And you know, I just show up and like, you know, smoke half a Newport outside and then go inside and be like, yeah.
And then put it in the fridge.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for coming on. And thank you for doing this. This absolutely means the world to me. You guys giving me the chance. We're a newer podcast, so it like means a lot when you guys come on and
we had to show up. You know what I mean? Y'all family. Everybody in this motherfucker speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
Everybody in this motherfucker. I'm looking at faces and I'm like, hi, how you doing? And then they go, oh yeah, tranquilo, mi hermano. And I'm like, whoa! I wasn't expecting.
It's a Latino set. Right?
We know it was Latino because they had empanadas on the walk-in. They never have empanadas on the walk-in. That's crazy.
Tenemos el café, los empanadas.
Yeah. No, but we appreciate y'all having us, man.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Listen, when we on episode 200, y'all gonna look back at this and be like, yeah, wow, that was the turning point.
You better walk out here being like, that was fun.
Exactly. I'm gonna be like, oh my god, wow.
But this was actually very fun. The questions were amazing.
Oh, thank you. Awesome. Well, that's it, guys. We did it.
All right. Victory Light, baby. You know what I'm saying?